Cambridge International School, DASUYA, a vassal education school. Dear friends, I am Radha, working as PGT Business Studies at Cambridge International School, DASUYA. Friends, in our previous lesson, we have studied about planning, its meaning and its features. Planning, that is chapter 4. Planning. Planning involves thinking in advance about future. We are going to think what is to be done, how is to be done, when is to be done, and who is to be done. Planning can be defined as thinking in advance what is to be done, when it is to be done, how it is to be done, and by whom it should be done. Planning bridges the gap between where we are standing today and where we want to reach in the future. Planning is deciding in advance what to do and how to do. It is the primary function of management and it is performed by all the managers at all the levels. It bridges the gap where we are at present and where we want to reach in the future. With the help of planning, we can go from present to the future. Then we have studied about the features of planning. First feature of planning was goal oriented. It helps to achieve organizational goals. Second feature, primacy of planning. Planning is the primary function of every manager at all the levels. It means other functions of management comes later. Planning, then organizing, staffing, directing, controlling comes. Planning is pervasive, it is universal, everywhere applicable, whether it is a private organization or government organization, at top level, middle level, or lower level, everywhere planning is required. Planning is a continuous process. It is never ending process. As long as the business exists, planning is required. Planning, it is futuristic. It is always for future, never for past. Planning involves decision making. Here manager has to choose the best course of action among other choices. Planning involves mental exercise where a manager is going to use his mind, his intelligent imagination, sound judgment, etc. So students, after completing features of planning, now our today's topic is importance of planning. So today we will discuss about the importance of planning. And our learning objective is students, you will understand the importance of planning. Importance of planning. Planning is important as it tells us where to go and how to go. It helps to set objectives, goals for future which provide direction to all the departments, to all the employees. And by forecasting in advance, planning helps to reduce the risk of uncertainty and it helps to bridge the gap where we are at present and where we want to reach in the future. Now today we are going to discuss these points of importance of planning. It provides direction. Planning reduces the uncertainty, reduces overlapping and wasteful activities, innovation and creativity, guides to decision making and facilitates control. So let us start today's topic with the importance of planning. First point of importance of planning is planning provides direction. Students, planning helps to set objectives in advance which guide us or provide direction to all the activities in all the departments. If goals are clear to all the employees means if employees know what the organization wants to do, what is their goal or target, what they want to achieve, and what employees have to do to achieve that objectives, then all people will be able to work with complete dedication, support, and coordination. But if planning won't be there, all will work according to their wish or wisdom in different directions and then organization will not be able to achieve its desired goals. So planning is the essential function of every manager which help them to think in advance what they have to do and how to do it. For example, if organization has decided to sell 500 units in the next week, then manager can instruct well in advance to all the departments. Like first, he will instruct to the finance department that according to these units they need funds. So he has to arrange funds so that all the required raw material things can be purchased. And by after arranging funds, then purchase department, he will be able to purchase all the things on time. And after this, production work starts. And then production department will get the instruction they have to manufacture 500 units so that we can sell 500 units in the next week. So by getting all the instructions on time in advance, all will be able to perform their task effectively and efficiently. But in the absence of planning, nothing will be there. So, planning is concerned with predetermined course of action. It means in advance we will think how that particular function or particular task will be done. That means, whatever objective we have set, how it will be performed, what is the best way to do it. By stating in advance how work is to be done, planning provides direction for action. Due to planning, employees know in advance in which direction they have to work. That means what they have to do. If there were no planning, employees would be working in different directions and organization would not be able to achieve its desired goal. Now, second point of importance of planning is it reduces uncertainty. Students, as you know, future is uncertain. No one knows what will happen in the next moment. किसी को नहीं मालूम कि अगले पल में क्या होने वाला है. Like our taste and preferences are changing daily. Government policies, technology keeps on changing. Then it becomes necessary to make a good plan in advance so that we can handle these changes effectively and efficiently. That means there is a need of good plan to anticipate changes. We need to make a plan in advance to face any kind of uncertainty effectively and efficiently. Planning reduces the risk of uncertainty as planning help the manager to look forward or to think in advance about the future and make a good plan for future that how a particular work can be done. By thinking in advance, we can reduce the risk of uncertainty. That means क्या होने वाला है वो हमें नहीं मालूम, बट बाय नोइंग इन एडवांस, बाय थिंकिंग इन एडवांस हम कुछ ना कुछ तो उसका हल निकाल सकते हैं. एंड by thinking in advance, we can not eliminate the risk totally, but at least we can minimize its consequences or adverse effects. For example, when manager keeps an eye on each and every activity of his competitor, then by making effective plan, he can take required steps to beat his competitor and to lead in the market. So it can be done only by keeping eyes and ears open and by thinking in advance how to attract large number of customers and what new they can do to beat his competitor. So this is the benefit of thinking in advance. By identifying dangers coming ahead, managers can take timely steps to overcome them. And business organizations have to face many uncertainties and unexpected situations every day. And planning helps them or enable these enterprises to predict future events in advance, to predict what will happen in the future and prepare proper and good action plan to face unexpected events. Thus, planning helps to reduce the risk and uncertainty. With the help of planning, manager can predict the future, identify the potential danger and take steps to overcome them. Now, next point of importance of planning is planning helps to reduce overlapping of activities through coordination. Students, as you know, in one organization there are many departments and they perform different functions according to their department. Like in production department, which is involved in producing the goods, purchase department has to purchase required raw material and other things on time. Then finance department has to arrange finance for short term and long term as per the requirement of funds. And here, planning only provides the common direction to all the departments. When each department will come to know what they have to do, when and how they have to do, then all will be able to contribute in a right manner and a right time. That means हर डिपार्टमेंट अपना काम अपने अपने समय पे कर रहा है, सारे एक दूसरे से अलग हैं, सबका काम अलग अलग है, बट प्लानिंग विल प्रोवाइड द कॉमन डायरेक्शन. All will get the same instructions that what they have to do at a right time. Then all will be able to contribute. And planning in advance or making clear instructions will help to avoid confusion and misunderstanding among employees. No wasteful activities will be there, no duplicacy of work will be there, and no wastage of efforts, time, and resources. And all departments will be able to perform their right task as per the goals, and all will be able to support each other. So, better coordination will be there. Planning serves as the basis of coordinating the activities and efforts of different divisions, departments, and individuals, because all are doing different tasks, but planning will provide them the common direction, and all will be able to perform their task at a right time, so that next person whose turn is there, he can perform his task on time. Suppose that if that production department has to start production, but first they need the required raw material, and if purchase department will purchase all the things on time, then only production department can start their production. So that by knowing all the things in advance, that all can do their work on time, it helps in avoiding confusion and misunderstanding कि क्या काम किसको करना है और कब करना है. Since planning ensures clarity in thought and action, work is carried on smoothly without interruptions. कोई confusion नहीं होगी, कोई misunderstanding नहीं होगी, सब अपना अपना काम अपने अपने समय पे करेंगे. They will support to each other. This is called coordination. Through planning, useless and redundant activities can be minimized or eliminated. Redundant means that फालतू का कोई काम नहीं होगा. Whatever task, whatever resources are required to use to do, that will be done only. Now next point is encourages innovation and creativity. Planning is a thinking function rather than doing, where we can use our mind, intelligent imagination, innovation, and sound judgment. New ideas takes the shape of real plans. Students, planning में करना कुछ नहीं होता. Just we need to take a pencil and paper and we need to think. We need to use our mind that what we need to achieve and how we need to achieve it. So we need to find the best course of action. So this is called planning. And planning, it is the most challenging activity which guide all the future actions कि future में हमें क्या करना है. Managers will be able to take business to the heights, and ultimate growth and prosperity of the business will be there. And you know, mostly all the managers spend lot of time in thinking, creating new and innovative ideas related to new methods of production to be used, new ways to operate or run business, how they can beat their competitor, new innovative varieties of products which will attract large number of customers and more profits can be earned. So that they spend lot of time to think, to plan for the future, and making policies by preparing new objectives, new targets for the day, and how they can get the things better. Planning requires high thinking and it is an intellectual process. So there is a great scope of finding better ideas better methods, and procedures to perform a particular job. Planning is thinking in advance and it makes the manager innovative and creative. Next point is planning guides decision making or facilitate decision making. Students, as you know, planning arises only when there is a choice. No choice, no planning is required. मतलब प्लानिंग की ज़रूरत वहीं पे होती है जहाँ पे आपके पास बहुत सारी चॉइसेस हों. जब आपके पास चॉइस कोई नहीं होगी तो आपने फैसला क्या लेना है. सो प्लानिंग हेल्प्स टू टेक द डिसीजन when there are many choices are in front of you, and a manager has to choose the best way, or we can say the best course of action to achieve the desired goal. Planning facilitates decision making. With the help of planning process, a manager is able to choose the best way to achieve desired objective. Like whatever is the objective, what business has to do, they have to set an objective. And after setting objective, manager will make a list of all alternative course of action. It means manager has to make a list that what are the ways available, that through these available course of action or available ways, that which is the best one, through that they can achieve their desired goal effectively and efficiently. Suppose if an objective is to expand the business, means our objective is to expand the business, हमें अपना बिजनेस बढ़ाना है, तो उसके लिए क्या क्या तरीके हो सकते हैं, what are the alternative course of action. So these can be by increasing the existing capacity. आप existing capacity को बढ़ा सकते हो. By making new products, you can start making new products. By opening new branch, you can go for joint venture and you can start exporting the business. So these are the 5 ways. This list will be prepared by the manager, that these are the ways how we can expand our business. But these all ways we will not use. We will choose which is the best one for us. Now, by making a list is not enough. The manager has to compare pros and cons of each way, and they have to see positive and negative aspects of ईच वे. मतलब उनको कंपैरिजन करना है कि कौन से वे के क्या क्या नेगेटिव पॉइंट हैं, क्या क्या पॉजिटिव पॉइंट हैं. एंड देन फाइनली ही हैज़ टू चूज़ द बेस्ट वे, जो कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा प्रॉफिटेबल हो, रियलिस्टिक हो और जिसके लीस्ट नेगेटिव एस्पेक्ट्स हों. तो मतलब कि वी नीड टू चूज़ द बेस्ट वे विच इज़ मोस्ट प्रॉफिटेबल, रियलिस्टिक एंड विद द लीस्ट नेगेटिव एस्पेक्ट्स. So in this way, planning helps to take a good decision by setting objectives, predicting future conditions, etc. Planning helps the manager to take correct decision. Planning involves studying and evaluating of each alternative. Means we need to make a list and we need to evaluate, we need to compare all the alternatives, and then it helps to choose the best or most appropriate one. Now next point is facilitates control, or we can say planning establishes standards for controlling. Planning helps to set an objectives or targets for the business, whereas controlling helps to postmortem the past events, or we can say it helps to know whether the desired objectives are achieved or not. If achieved, good, but if did not achieve, then what is the reason behind it, and we need to find out the corrective action we need to take so that we can reach to our goal. And you know, controlling is blind in the absence of planning, because planning only provides the base or standards for controlling. स्टूडेंट्स, प्लानिंग के बिना कंट्रोलिंग को गाइड करने वाला कोई नहीं है. प्लानिंग बेस प्रोवाइड करता है कंट्रोलिंग को. स्टैंडर्ड्स कौन देता है? प्लानिंग. ऑब्जेक्टिव्स कौन देता है? प्लानिंग. So planning provides the standards for the controlling. That means what we need to compare, that if standards are not there, planning provides the standards. जो भी ऑब्जेक्टिव हैं वो प्लानिंग बताएगा और कंट्रोलिंग ने देखना है कि वो ऑब्जेक्टिव्स अचीव हुए कि नहीं हुए. एंड व्हेन अ मैनेजर get the goal with the help of planning which he has to achieve, then with the help of controlling process only he starts to measure the actual performance. Then he has to compare actual performance with the standard performance, and he has to find out the deviation कि कोई कोई डिफरेंस तो नहीं रह गया, हमारा टारगेट अचीव क्यों नहीं हुआ. इफ़ देर इज़ नो डेविएशन then go ahead, but if deviation is there, he has to find out the cause, a reason behind it, and he has to take timely action so that we can achieve the desired goal. So in the absence of planning, controlling is nothing. हमें क्या अचीव करना है कौन बताएगा? Planning will tell. So we can say planning is necessary or prerequisite for controlling, and in the absence of standards, nothing is there to compare, and nothing is there but to find what to find the deviation, and all these things will be useless. So through planning, management decides the standards of performance. With the help of these standards, means objectives, whatever parameters we have decided कि क्या हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव है, उसके लिए हमारे क्या क्या हमें पैरामीटर्स फॉलो करने हैं, क्या क्वालिटी रखनी है, क्या मेथड ऑफ प्रोडक्शन होगा, कि क्या स्टैंडर्ड टाइम होगा. तो ये सारी चीज़ों को हमने कहा है स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस. एंड विद द हेल्प ऑफ दीज स्टैंडर्ड्स, दीज आर द बेसिस. कंपैरिजन कैन बी मेड विद द एक्चुअल परफॉर्मेंस. मगर कंपैरिजन करना आसान हो जाता है इफ़ देर इज़ ए डिफरेंस और डिफरेंस बिटवीन एक्चुअल परफॉर्मेंस एंड दैट स्टैंडर्ड परफॉर्मेंस. Proper steps can be taken to correct it. Means if the difference is there, then that by thinking in advance, you can think that what steps we need to take so that we can correct our mistake. Therefore, we can say the planning is a prerequisite for controlling. Planning provides the basis for controlling. In planning function, management decides the standards, and in controlling, managers compare the actual with standards. So students, planning results in systematic and smooth functioning of the company, because planning is concerned with the predetermined course of action. That means you are thinking in advance what you have to achieve, what will be our objective, our goal, and then we need to think, we need to prepare that best course of action कि उस गोल को हम कैसे अचीव करेंगे. We need to prepare the proper or best course of action, and all the systematic working में सब कुछ सही तरीके से होगा, which leads to economic and efficient operations. That means you can do your best by utilizing all the resources efficiently and effectively, and smoothly functioning of organization will be there. Predetermination of action, that means you are thinking in advance about the action, and systematic working, and not only thinking in advance about the action plan, but you need to follow or you need to implement it at a right time in a right manner as per the plan, so that we can go for economic and efficient operations. We can save our money as well as efforts and resources. So today we have discussed about the points of importance of planning. It provides direction. It helps to reduce uncertainty. It helps to reduce overlapping. Overlapping means कोई डुप्लीकेसी नहीं होगी, एक ही काम को दो दो जने नहीं कर रहे हैं. And it helps to save our efforts and time. It helps to bring innovation and creativity in our business. It helps to take the best decision among the choices available, and it helps to make the base or provide the base for the controlling, so that it will be easy for the manager to control the activity or to compare actual performance with the standards and find out the deviation, then take corrective action. In the absence of planning, nothing will be there. Now we can discuss about the types of question comes from this topic. Students, they can ask you directly, what is the importance of planning, by giving any 5 reasons, 5 points of importance. Direct question can be there. And nowadays there is a time of case studies, so they can ask you the question based on case study also. They will give the point in the case study form, and then they can ask you to identify the importance of planning mentioned in the above case study. Or they can ask you specifically regarding each point. They can ask you how planning provides direction, explain it. How it reduces the risk of uncertainty, explain it. How it reduces the overlapping and wasteful activities. How it promotes innovative ideas. How it facilitates decision making, or how it establishes standards for controlling. By giving specific question, specific point, they will mention the point name and they will ask you to explain. So students, you need to read each point carefully. You need to plan, you need to make a note that yes, by using these lines I will explain this point. Because if you will just revise all the points names and then you will think I will explain it according to my wish, it will not be effective. So what do you need to do? For each point of importance, that you need to see how I will be able to, how should I prepare each point, each point's explanation, so that if they will ask you the particular point to be explained, you will be able to explain according to the expectations of an examiner. Now the time is for conclusion. So students, today we have discussed about the importance of planning, where we have studied all the points, and now the time for home assignment. Some questions are given in your case, in your worksheet, so you need to do it in your fair notebook. And if in case of any doubt, any query, you can contact me anytime. Stay home, stay safe, and keep studying. Thank you.